Welcome to the show, it's Doc and Ray. Burning rubber, blowing smoke all day. From the pitch to the strip, we rev it high. We're talking burnouts, and we're not shy. Engines roar and the tires scream. Living that burnout car dream. We're here to win, never backing down. And when the smoke clears, we wear the crown. Just a tip and we're hitting hard. Spinning wheels and breaking hearts. With a twist to the key and a foot on the floor. We're bringing the heat like never before. Burnout cars and drop our fame. Running through fire, taking the flame. Just a tip in, we've got it all. From burnout cops to the mental call.
Going on, guys? I'm your old mate, Dr. Guts. This is Encyclopedia Ray. You're watching Just the Tippin'. Today we've got a really awesome guest, our first United States of America guest, and he drives the Frosty Burnouts ice cream truck, which you guys all would have seen. Mr. Seth Cavanaugh, welcome, brother. Thank you so much. Welcome, bro.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Mate, we're stoked. So, I'm going to put pictures up here on the screen for people to see. You've got a wicked truck, brother. Can you give us a bit of a rundown on just tell us about that build to begin with? Tell us about the truck and what you're running, your rig.
No, it's not going to make too much sense to you guys, I reckon, since you probably didn't have anything that's on it over there. But it's a 1969 International Metromite, which is an old Postal Service truck.
Yep.
And then I cut the unibody out from under it, put the front on a 83 S10 Blazer frame,
Yes.
four-wheel drive torsion bar frame, and then I back halved it, ladder bar, 4 9-inch, and I shoved a big 502 big block Chevy in it.
And you're naturally aspirated?
Yeah, big compression, naturally aspirated on methanol for now, and see what this winter brings, and see if I can drum up something to put a blower in it, and it'll be right by my elbow, so it'll be pretty scary.
Well, we've got a car over here, actually, the Slug.
Yep.
Shay Watt. You seen the Slug?
Yeah, I just followed him a couple weeks ago because I seen it. And it's something so different, just like mine, but his blower is definitely right behind his freaking head.
Oh yeah,
it's right there. You know, the belt is there with a cover over it. You can see it between the passenger and the driver. It's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it's something definitely looks different when he throws that thing around, just because the weight distribution's so weird on it.
Yeah.
Looks like he does pretty good with it.
Yeah, it does some impressive tippins, actually, doesn't it? Like just the way you right, it just rocks and throws. So tell us, Seth, why the Frosty truck? Why this concept? How did that come about? Because it's not everybody's idea of a skid pig, is it?
I used to have a little. It's called this Pontiac Astra. It's like a Chevy Vega wagon.
Yep.
And it was a full tube car we built, but we went a little bit too radical and went more drag car than burnout car. And it taught me a lot of what not to do for a burnout car that you can actually drive.
Right.
And I drove it for 2.5 years, battled it nonstop. It was like jumping on the back of your girlfriend and telling her that you were with her mom or something, and just holding on. And I seen one of these little mail trucks up in a local town when I was working up there, and I'm like, man, they're only 14 foot long, so I don't know how many meters that is, but they're short.
Yeah. They are 14 feet, well, they're 3 feet in a meter, so whatever that is, about 4 meters, isn't it?
About 3.5 or 4 meters, yeah. And I had a concept in my brain, and the one I was going to buy sold, so I found another one. I just threw it together in about 2.5 months to have something better to drive. And I figure in the burnout world, as much as it shouldn't, noise and looks always add to your score. So anybody can put a big motor in just a regular ute or a pickup, just every run-of-the-mill car. But if you have something that just looks completely off the wall, like it shouldn't be doing what it's doing, then it adds to the looks and the whole feel of what you're doing with it.
I love the look how when you're skidding it and the back doors are swinging around and, that adds to the look.
You must have those doors secured pretty well, bro.
I dropped you. I've had to fix them a couple times because they swing around pretty violently, but once I met Gup at Power Cruise over here.
Yeah.
And he said that I wasn't allowed to change how the doors fly around. And then when I got onto the Burnout Masters game, they asked me for something unique about it, the way it drives. And I was like, well, the back doors fly open everywhere when you're driving it.
Yes, yes.
They made it on the game to where the back doors fly open the whole time when you're driving it on the game too.
Oh man, that is so good. That is so good. Yeah, so well, I mean, we won't touch on Burnout Masters just yet because that's it's a bit of a part of our show and it's a bit too early for that. But I see the Burnout Masters sign in the background there, bro. That's fucking choice. Yeah, wicked. So we're happy with that. I'm keen now to sort of go back. Well, I tell you what, Skids for Kids USA. Tell us about that, bro. Because
Skids for Kids is we're a non-profit charity that my buddy Andrew started it. And I met him when I got into the burnout world at the first event, the Freedom Factory ever. And I met with him, and it kind of gave me a reason to do it. But we travel all over the country competing in burnout contests. And we do toy drives for children's hospitals local to all the events that we're at all over the country. The most recent one, the ice cream cruise, this one that I just won last weekend or 3 weekends ago in Omaha. We raised $11,000 and donated it to the children's hospital in Omaha.
That's fantastic. So you were basically as a driver for Skids for Kids, you're footing the bill to get there, and whatever you earn, whatever you make, you're giving it to the Skids for Kids organization. Is that right?
Most of our, like for the regular drivers on the team, if we win an event, that money helps to get us to the next event. Like me as a driver,
yes.
If I win, most of that money just keeps me on the road. But 10% of all the Skids for Kids merch, that all goes to toy donations.
Oh, yes.
We have a donation bucket at the booth that people donate money to, and then we do a toy drive where people that come to the event, they bring toys with them, and then all the cash donations at the end of the event will go to Walmart and go toy shopping. And we had that last event, we had $4,000 cash donations. We went and bought $4,000 in toys at Walmart.
I see that. It's spectacular. So you give them to underprivileged kids, hospital kids?
Mostly all hospital kids, and then there's a couple of us that have done our own little events. There's a little girl up here that got hit by a truck on her scooter. And I did a little local car show and burnout contest just in my little local town.
Yes.
And in a 3-hour show, I raised $11,000 just to take to the little girl and her mom that were in the hospital 5 hours south of us.
It's going to make you feel good, brother.
Oh yeah, it gives you the feel goods, gives us a reason to do it, to ride around and beat hooligans all over the country and killing tires.
And get praised for it. How good. I mean, times have changed, haven't they? Times have seriously changed.
We still get our haters on all our social media posts. You guys are killing the environment. This is dumb. You guys don't even know what you're doing to the world.
Yeah. I don't see the point. People say, I don't see the point. I don't see the point.
Yeah.
Well, we don't care. So, all right, tell the viewers where you actually are in the US of A, right?
I'm in a little town. I'm from a little town in Gillette, Wyoming. It's in the Midwest. It's the hottest of the hot in the winter, and the coldest, or hottest hot in the summer, and the coldest of the cold in the winter.
Right.
It's supposed to snow here in 2 days, but I'm supposed to be getting ready to meet all the Australians down at Weston Champlin's house in 2 weeks, and then head to Vegas, and then head to Florida.
Ooh, wicked. Oh, yeah, so, Weston Champlin's, we were talking about that earlier. And so that's where the Aussies first went, their first event, wasn't it, when they got there?
Yes.
Yeah, their all cars got delayed coming in. Kyle's was already there, of course, and I met Kyle throughout the year. And last November, and then my buddy Archie, he's the heavy hauler, and we're all sitting there postponing the whole event as Archie's driving across the country with all the Aussie cars that just got off the boat to get there to do our little event.
Yeah.
And we unloaded the cars off the truck, filled them all up with fuel, put the burner tires on, fired them up, and let them rip.
It was a pretty cool little event. I watched that. It was really cool.
Yeah, we were pretty amped for that too because, we'd obviously seen the build-up and who was going over. I mean, we were in New Zealand, but, we're kind of Aussie's little brother or little cousin type thing, and we're running along behind going, can we play too? So we've got spots in the Summer Nats Pro Series in Australia. So we've Kiwi drivers have got spots over there. So there's already 4 cars in the Pro Series next year. Someone that's 37 in January. 2 of them are straight into the qualifiers for finals, and 2 have been given wildcard tickets. And there's still, I believe, another 4 or 6 tickets to give away at the rest of this year. So there could be anywhere up to 10 Kiwi cars at Summer Nats next year. Have you seen the Summer Nats stuff in Aussie?
Oh yeah, Lynch's trying to get me to come over and work for him, and then go to Summer Nats with him, and just go hang out, and see what it's about. It's a pretty expensive plane ticket, but I'm in the process of doing the passport thing and all that right now, because I've never been out of the country, and I'm 6'4", so I don't really like flying for 19 hours. But.
Yeah, fair call too. I see Lynch's wife Sarah says you're a Kiwi already. She's given you a Vegemite. Aussie. She's given you a Vegemite sandwich already.
Yeah. I've been adopted by the Australians. I have every event I hang out with them. They took me under their wing and taught me whatever I need to know. And they see the potential in what I'm doing, and that I'm not a shit cunt, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, none of us like shit cunts, and let's be honest. I think that we're all really big on I guess charity and just helping out people. We've got a section in our little show, and we'll ask you some questions, but we focus on mental health, in particular men's mental health, and how we just like to ask people how they deal with it. I mean, we're in that I don't know, what do you call someone in America? We've got bogans over here. Do you know what a bogan is?
Kind of a loser douchebag.
No. Well, no. I mean, some people might think that, yes, but so like bogans, basically, black t-shirts, black jeans, mullets or shaved heads, and like burnout cars, and just dirty and greasy, and just
That's just a typical redneck over here.
Okay, redneck. All right. So that's us. I mean, we're basically the redneck population, I guess, in the burnout world, and there's you're kind of in the lower, as far as motorsport's concerned, you're in the lower value end of motorsports. You know what I mean? So there's a whole lot of more people that haven't got a lot of money. And when you don't have a lot of money, you got a few issues. So it's good to see that you're helping the community, bro, because we enjoy that. Like, we really love it.
Oh yeah, I work at the shop I'm in right now. I got a buddy that lets me do part-time work for him in between burnout contests. Because this April I quit my job and said I'm going to spend the summer doing burnouts. We got a bad election coming up that if it doesn't go well, we might not be doing burnouts for a while over here. So. Yeah, I quit my job and just jumped on it full time this year. And
wow!
As of right now, I've been the travelingest most burnout driver in the United States. I've traveled one side of the country about 5 times this year already.
Wow,
that's a lot of hours, A lot of hours, a lot of miles.
Yeah.
I don't know how many kilometers it is, but I'm at about 43,000 miles.
Well, it's just on. I think maybe 100,000 Ks.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. That's quite a lot, bro. That's that's a lease on a vehicle over and done with. Swap it and get a new one over here. Anyway, 100,000 Ks, they swap them out.
You're 6'4" frame's doing well, bro.
Yeah, what do you drive? What do you drive, bro?
I drive it's a Chevy Silverado 2500, a 3/4 ton Duramax over here.
Yeah,
I've given all the Australians rides in it. And it's about a 650 horsepower truck. Pulled my car with, and
yes.
Lynchy was in Frosty on the back of my car trailer as we were leaving the go-kart track, and I was in a pretty bad mood, so I just laid on it and did a 4th gear roll and burnout out of the parking lot. Lynchy was just blown away at how well it ran.
I would say he'd have it on his phone, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
Sitting in Frosty filming.
Yeah, we're trying to talk to Lynchy, but he's camera shy as fuck, or not even that. He's just not even interested. He's just in it for the skids. And I'll be working on Sarah. We'll get to have a yarn with him one day, but those trucks, bro, like they're starting to sell over here now in New Zealand, and I'm sure they will be in Aussie too, because they're coming and bringing them over in right-hand drive. And they can tow so much more than like the biggest towing capacity shit we've got so far are like Land Cruisers and like what's the Nissan Pathfinders or Patrols, and they just can't tow what those big boys are doing. So we get
my three-quarter ton. I have a 43-foot flat deck trailer that I put a 27-foot camper on top of, and then put Frosty behind it. And with my truck, trailer, the camper, and Frosty, it's like 28,000 pounds traveling down the road.
It's crazy, man.
Just living, touching on that Lynchy thing, tell Lynchy that you won't come to Australia and work for him until he does an interview with us on the Just the Tippin'.
I might be able to pull some levers on that. He's still pretty upset about his car.
Oh, I know.
Yes, that was terrible.
You know what? The whole southern hemisphere really
Yeah.
is pretty gutted about his car.
Yeah.
And he's got no reason to stress. I mean, I guess when you're really taking it to heart, then maybe. But he's such an incredible driver, bro. Tell me, what do you guys over there think of the Aussies when they all came over? Like, what was your thoughts?
Well, it depends on which ones you talk about. There's a couple of Australians that are unbeatable. Like they know what they're doing. They're switched on. They go out there and it's a set on kill run every time.
Yeah.
And then you got some of the other guys that haven't been in the competition field as long, but they've been power cruise guys, or they've been just little skid guys, and they come over here and everybody thinks all the Australians are the best, which a lot of them are, but I just went out ice cream cruise, and Hinchy will watch this. Hinchy gets scared to scratch his car, and he stops in the smoke every time he gets lost.
Right. Yeah.
I watch his YouTubes too.
He's spent a lot of money on clickbait over the years. He's spent a lot of money on clickbait over the years, and that crash he had when he got rear-ended at about 90 mile an hour up the arse in his trailer. Whoa.
Yeah, when he bought a Ford V10 motorhome, and it was a pile of shit to begin with.
Right.
And then he was trying to limp it about 22 miles an hour down the interstate when he got hit.
Oh.
I actually unloaded my car at the track at Power Cruise. I unloaded Frosty, and I went 3 hours back east.
Right.
And picked his car up off the side of the interstate, hauled it back.
Yes.
And I tried to follow him back in his motorhome without the trailer, and he could only do 30 without the trailer. And I'm like, cool. Well, we'll see you at the track whenever the hell you show up. I'm not staying out here all night.
What type of motorhome has a V10 in it, bro? What engine's that?
It's a Ford V10 gasser. It's one of the biggest pile of shit engines Ford ever made. They blow the spark plugs out of the head, rip the threads out of them. They make about 180 horse factories. He's the only one that didn't listen
I'm going to stop you here,
diesel.
I just got to push stop. Sorry, our casting has just stopped. So just give us a second. I'll recast. We sometimes have this issue. We sometimes have this issue with casting. Just
and
it has been good. Casting doesn't like to cast sometimes.
They are burning up down the pit
pretty rudimentary system.
The folks from Skid for Kids.
We're not.
Yeah, let's just make it even. It's like, you got this jump you got to hit. We're going to try to burn down and smoke up the front. That's what the weekend's going to be all about.
You bloody know us. Yeah, we're similar. We've got a big, huge cable table type thing.
We're on a big cable reel. Electrical cable reel, and we're operating on mobile phones and pads, iPad thingies, and
hopes and dreams.
And a little bit of fucking technological shit that we managed to put together. We're car detailers by profession, and just fucking burn out nuts by birth, and that's sort of what's brought us into this. But we're back now, so that's good.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So what were we talking about then? Oh, that big fucking V10 thing. Yeah, so what about Cuddles Kieran? Kieran lost a lot of engines over there, didn't he? Did you have your own with him?
Yeah, he's a good dude. He came over and he's giving it a go for sure. A couple of them guys, a handful of them have money. They came over and they have the money to do it.
Yes.
A couple of them just poured their heart and soul into it. And they're trying like hell, but I don't know if he put the motor together or somebody else put the motor together. But that first one, the one they blew up he blew the first one up was the motor from he shipped over with.
Yep. And
then they built another motor, and they put a couple routes in, mismatched backwards. They never balanced it.
Right.
And they're trying to spin it 8,300 RPM without balancing it. And, I mean, we all know what was going to happen with it.
I guess.
he can't. He's not going to get as lucky as Jacko's Lux does. I don't understand that guy because he sets that thing on kill and he blew up that one motor, but he said he was already doing that for 4 years with that LS1. So, I mean, no mechanical sympathy with that guy whatsoever. He just sets it on kill, and he doesn't care if he drives it over the freaking mountaintop. He's nuts.
He's been doing some cool stuff both on the Power Cruise and the Burnout Masters. So what are your thoughts on the Burnout Masters and the Power Cruise things? Are they going to go all right over there in the USA if they keep it up?
I mean, off and on with Gup. I don't know how big he wants to get. Gup doesn't like burnouts, so it's a matter of Gup's a businessman. We have to try to make it into something big. But with all the other burnout contests stepping their game up in America in the last couple of years on prize money to get cars to show up, the first Power Cruise I showed up to this year was $100 to win for the burnout pack, and that doesn't even pay for a tire, let alone 2 tires. Nothing all
over. Pay for your hot dogs at the bloody
stand. Yeah, okay.
Shit.
Yeah, so he raised the second one. I think he raised it to which I won the first one, and when I won, they gave me $500 instead of $100 just to make my wounds not hurt so bad. And then the second one, he raised it to $1,000. But there was a show last weekend in Oklahoma that was just a diesel truck event.
Yes.
And it was a $10,000 to win, just a one-day show in the middle of Oklahoma that wasn't even barely advertised. And then the Cletus shows, there's 2 classes. And the total prize money for a Cletus show is like $18,000 or $19,000 between the 2 classes and the top 5 spots.
Right.
And if they want to get good cars to show up and actually make it something, I mean, there's got to be an incentive for people to show up.
Yeah.
Cletus loves his skids, doesn't he?
What's that?
Cletus loves his skids, doesn't he?
Oh yeah. Cletus was kind of the pioneer. He went over to Australia 5-6 years ago and got the feel for what it was over there. Shipped his car over there, blew it up. Didn't have the greatest time, but he figured out what the sport was, and he's been the pioneer of bringing it over here. And then as Skids for Kids and my buddies that own Burnout Wars, we're trying to make it bigger than just Cletus, to where it's not just his events. We're trying to make it to where it's something we can do all across the country. And he changed his event names from Cletus and Cars to Burnout Rivals, to where it's something beyond him too. So if he wants to be a Burnout Rivals event that he sponsors, then other people can run it. It's not just his name on it.
Yes, that's awesome. So obviously then you were talking also about the evolution and how burnouts have increased as in prize money over the years. So I'm guessing that means it's increased in popularity as a motorsport. We're seeing that happen in New Zealand as a follow-on from what's happening in Australia. And in the last 2 years, I think in New Zealand, the burnout scene has just fucking gone like that. And now that we're getting into the Summer Nats Pro Series, or last year it was the Burnout Masters Series at Summer Nats, they've gone their separate ways, but there's still Burnout Masters events which give you qualifying into the Summer Nats Series. So it's but everything's really going upwards as far as the motorsport. And you're seeing that happening over in the US, a change?
So 4 years ago was basically when it took off, when Cletus started his stuff, and it was the main burnout shows was just his events, 4 or 5 events a year, and that was it. And then it kind of 2 years it slowly grew, but same over here. Just in the last 2 years, it's been from 4 to 5 events a year, to where if a guy had the means and wanted to, you could do 40, 50 events a year all over the country.
Right.
I've already probably competed in 25 events since April of this year with Frosty.
Holy.
How many sets is that? How many sets has old Frosty gotten off since then?
Yeah.
I wish I would have kept track, but it's well over 30 sets that she's knocked off just since April of this year.
Yeah.
Wow. So is there any kind of format you have? Like you have a practice skid, you have a qualifier, and then if you don't make finals, that's it? What's the deal over there with most comps?
No, we don't have anything quite to that level yet, to where like we have a website called The Boat, to where most of the the bigger like ice cream cruise and the Cletus events, you have to submit your car on the website when you apply for your ticket, and they only accept 50 cars for open class and 30 or 40 cars for pro class. And you show up for like Cletus event, you show up that morning, you get in line and you do your burnout, and that's it. If you break or you're shit, then you're shit.
Okay.
That was your last chance.
Wow.
Ice cream cruise event, they restructured a little bit, mainly to add to their show.
Yes.
Is they poured us a new pad this year, and then we did practice on Friday just so everybody could get a feel of the pad if they wanted to, and then Saturday it was one run and winner takes all. They paid 3 spots for one run, and
yes,
that was it.
Wow. That's pretty cool. We've got I was telling you earlier, we're prepping a couple of cars for an event this weekend, AutoFest. So AutoFest is a massive 2-day event here in New Zealand, and there's burnouts, there's drags, there's light 'em up lane, and so I think, what have we got, like 60 cars?
60 cars.
60 cars
just for the burnout competition.
just for the burnouts, and then they can. So we've got practice skids on Friday night or Saturday morning. Whenever we turn up, we go on Friday, and then the afternoon there's qualifiers. So you make the top 20, then you're into the finals at night. So you get 2 skids until you're shit, or you get 3 skids if you're decent.
And if you get into the top 20, that's when you will have a chance to get your car onto the Burnout Masters game.
Yes. So there's a few prizes. So that's one of them, and then there's I think, don't quote me, there's 1 or 2 tickets direct to the finals, Pro Series finals, and I think they just said there's another 2 wildcard tickets being offered up by Summernats as well. So it's going to be a pretty cool weekend. I'll send you some details, bro, if you're feeling lazy over the weekend. Pop through and have a bit of a look. We'll chuck a bit of an episode up in a few weeks, plus some footage. I got a pretty cool car that I'm hoping to get on the game. That's my goal. I've only got first gear, so I don't expect I'm winning too much. But it's got a pretty dope limit, and it's a sedan I've turned into a ute. So I'm just hoping it's going to make it on that game. But I'm really keen to know your background with cars, bro. You know what I mean? Like, so how'd you get into it? Was it car family, or you just sort of woke up in a patch of oil one day and thought, this is me?
So when I was a kid, between family issues and whatnot, my dad dirt track racing when I was a kid, and then when my parents split and all that, I turned 15. I moved in with my dad. I told my dad I wanted to race.
Yeah.
My first car was supposed to be a '79 Z28 Camaro that we were going to build for my driver, and I told him I wanted to race. So then that was my race car, and he sat me down. I built the whole thing with his supervision when I was 14, 15.
Yeah.
Built the engine for it and started circle track racing. I raced for 12 or 13 years between hobby stocks and open wheel modifieds. Did a bunch of circle track racing, and I've been a mechanic my whole life. I followed in my dad's footsteps with that, and just destroying my body for money, basically. And then I did the circle track thing. I demolition derbied. I raced 4-wheelers. I did the tough trucks where you go out and jump old shitty shitbox trucks around a monster truck track and beat the hell out of yourself. Then I got married and gave up all things fun, as most men do.
Yes.
And then I got divorced and needed something to get myself through that time, and that's when I started watching Cletus's stuff.
Yep.
And started watching a lot in the burnout scene and figuring out what that was all about. And I found that wagon, and I wanted to build something unique and different with the wagon. Built it just to get myself out of the slump.
Yes.
And I've been doing burnouts every weekend since for the last 4.5 years.
Man, that's pretty cool. That's a really good story, actually.
We're probably touching on something we're going to probably go into now.
Well, we might as well.
Yeah.
And we've already alluded to the fact, bro, we like to talk about mental health, in particular men's mental health, because we're apparently men. And, it's something that really affects a lot of our friends and well, me personally, probably Ray too, because he's fucked in the head. And we just like to let people know that it's okay to talk. Have you got any experiences, bro? Anything you want to share with us that might help some people out there?
Biggest thing I can say is don't let women bring you down. They all suck. And if you find yourself in a shitty spot to where you think there's no way out of it, find yourself a hobby.
Yeah.
There's definitely hobbies out there. It might not be burnout, so it's going to get you out of a hole, but it did it for me. And I fell in love with burnouts, and I can now say that I've built probably one of the coolest cars over here, and as an NA car, one of the most competitive NA cars that I go out swinging with blower cars at every event. And
yes.
Lynchy refuses to let me go blower, so I might be swinging NA for a long time if I want to stay under Lynchy's wing.
Oh, mate, dude, he's NA king. Oh, that's cool, bro, because, I guess what we're trying to say is that with burnouts, it is the hobby that you can quite easily get into without spending a ton of money. Like over here, we've got a number of rear-wheel drive cars that are cheap as fucking chips. So we're talking Ford Falcons with a 4-litre 6-cylinder Barra engine in it. And like mine's got 300,000 Ks on the clock, and which is 140,000 miles or something like that. And it doesn't even puff any smoke, nothing. And they're cheap, $800. Well, there's rear-wheel drive BMWs over here going for fuck all, although that price is starting to go up. But it's the Falcons, the 6-cylinder Falcons, and the 6-cylinder Holden Commodores, which have got the Buick Ecotec or Alloy Tech or whatever that old shitbox engine was.
The little Ecotec.
Yeah, but the guys get them singing. So yeah, it's really easy for us over here to be able to get into the motorsport and use it as a good hobby. That's what my car's for. I like to spend time on it, and it clears my head a bit. So no, thanks for that, bro. It's pretty cool.
The big thing I've seen with the burnout scene over here is it's a whole different crowd of people. Like the circle track racing thing, it's nothing but drama. He's cheating, she's cheating. Yeah. You go out and try to have a good weekend, and then you end up in a fist fight laying in the dirt in the fucking pits.
Right.
And out here, there's no rules in the burnout world other than safety. I mean, you can run whatever the hell you want. Yes. You just can't. If you're shit, that's when you're shit.
Yeah.
But there's a little bit of discrepancies as it's a judge sport. So I mean, it's going to have its drama there. But the people where everybody comes together and there's a lot of camaraderie, that you can have a bad starter and this guy will line up in the front of the line to go do his run first to get back and pull his starter off and give it to you so you can go out and run. Yeah, we call that the burnout family, and it's massive here. It's massive in Australia. And I guess it's going to become massive in the United States too. The burnout family, we will see it at events. Exactly that. There's a broken car. One of the competitors go, bro, I've got this spare bit, or you can use this bit for your run and then give it back to me. And we're quite proud of that, I think, because it really does mean, especially for the mental health side of things, that you're not going to be made to feel like a shit cunt going to an event and you break something and then you're a bit down in the dumps. No one's going to let that happen. Nobody's going to let that happen. I'll guarantee it. Someone's going to turn up with something to help fix what you got. And we fucking love that. Burnout family, yeah. I don't know if you guys know Duffy, old Peter Duffy. I was having some issues with Frosty at the very first event this year, and this is the second time I think I ever met him. He spent 3.5 hours with me in the pits going over everything, all the wiring. Wow. He's like, we need to get this damn thing running for you. Yeah. I appreciate it. I mean, you didn't have to help, but all the Australians, they've been nothing but good to me and taking me under their wing. And like the last few events, I didn't have a camper or anything set up like I do now, so I would follow them around to events, and we'd stop 800 miles into a trip at a Walmart, and every one of them would open their door to me in their RV and let me come in and catch a night's sleep in a hot shower in their RV rather than pick up. You would have been too keen to share Jacko's one with him. No. There's a bit more intimate one, that one. Yeah, that's a different kind of burnout family, that. They're good dudes, but not ones I want to share a bed with.
You weren't caught up in the when Lynchy and them were kicked out of the by the police. I think it was a Walmart parking lot or something like that. They'd stayed overnight. They'd paid for parking, and they thought that that allowed them to sleep overnight as well. Then the cops turned up and had to escort them away. They were pretty good fellas, though.
Yeah, one of them was actually my fault because I was like, "Oh, this Costco's way easier to get into than their Walmart." So we pulled into Costco, and that's the one where we went to the go-kart track, played go-kart.
Oh, yes.
Then we went back, and I crawled up in the Imposter's RV with them.
Yeah.
And I just passed out on the air mattress, and Patty with Batlin had just pulled in, and everybody was just getting to sleep.
Yeah.
And you hear a cop knock on the door at 1 o'clock in the morning. I jumped up out of bed like a little girl in my underwear, opened the door, and I'm like, "You guys need to leave." And then Adrian was drunk, passed out in his RV. He wouldn't wake up. We've had a lot of good times already.
Yeah, that's the adventures.
They should all be coming back here pretty soon to where we can hang out for the last few events of the year.
Yes, yeah.
Everybody but Lynchy's coming back over at least for a few more events.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good. Well, Lynchy and Sarah going to come for a visit, or no, they're just going to stay in Aussie?
No, I think they might come right now as they're harvesting right now, so it'd be tough to get them to come over for a visit at the end of this year, but they might come for beginning of next and just do a fly in, fly out where they can come visit and hang out since he's mostly mad that he wrecked his car and he planned on having it over here for 2 years and competing for 2 years. Right,
yeah.
Oh, you'll have to give him a few stares of Frosty. I'm sure that'll put a smile on his face.
Yeah.
That's one thing I haven't ever been able to do yet, so somebody else jumped in there.
Well, it's a pretty special car. It's not a Ford Falcon, is it?
Yeah, if anybody that could drive it, I would let Lynchy drive it just because I know he wouldn't go nuts and wreck it on purpose. But if you put that thing into a wall, there's no way you're ever gonna match the patina on it because all the green's original patina.
Oh, right.
From sitting in a field for 40 years. I mean, I have another one with all spare body panels if something happens to it, but other than kind of wrapping it with vinyl to make it match, there's no way you would ever make it look as to what it does now.
No, it's a special little vehicle.
Yeah, it's not just a blue Ford Falcon where you can just slap a couple fenders back on it and let her eat.
Yeah, exactly. So what's your family? What is your family? You haven't got a missus at the moment, or your girlfriend, or what are you folks? Are they into what you're doing now?
When I live up in Wyoming, my mom's side, the whole side of the family lives up here. My dad moved down to Georgia when I was down there a few years ago. But every event that I go to down on the eastern side of the United States, my dad will try to make it too, just to come support me. And my grandparents and my mom up here, they try to make it to at least one a year, and they made it to Ice Cream Cruise this year, so they were out there when I was feature vehicle for the whole event, and then I went out and won the burnout contest. It was good to have them there. I decided 5 years ago when I got divorced that I started doing burnouts, and I like being able to do whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want. So
yes.
My girlfriend's a green box van that has a big block in it.
Doesn't talk back too much to you, and
no,
does as she's told.
No.
Oh, Frosty.
Frosty the ice cream. Well, I tell you what. Do you know? Have you watched a full episode of our show? Probably not. Not surprised. It's okay. We do a roast. So every driver that comes on, we get AI. I've got an AI mate, Jack, Chat GPT. I feed him a picture of your car, give him a little bit of info, and I get him to fucking roast you. So you happy to hear what AI thinks of you and your car, mate?
That works for me. I don't care.
Tell you what,
it's hitting two things. It's like his missus here. It's like it's close to the bro's heart.
It is close to the bro's heart, but I tell you what, fucking Jack the AI has done you a solid, brother, because he's been pretty nasty to some people out there. He's fucking got this mix really good. So here we go. Time to crank up the ice cream machine and serve Seth a roast hotter than his burnouts. So Here's Seth, out here trying to make kids smile by turning their childhood dreams into mechanical nightmares. He rolls up to events in an ice cream truck that looks like it escaped the post-apocalyptic parade, where the only thing on the menu is clouds of tire smoke and a side of air-splitting exhaust. Frosty, more like frostbite, because anyone standing too close gets chilled by the sheer coolness of watching this rust bucket destroy rubber for a cause. That was fucking nice. Like, that was cool. Jack's got some fucking lines on him, this cunt. And I gotta hand it to you, Seth, turning a beloved innocent icon like an ice cream truck into a skid demon. You're out here making sure kids see two things: charity in action and how quickly a set of tires can turn into dust. It's like Willy Wonka meets Mad Max, except instead of handing out chocolate, you're handing out melted rubber and probably some permanent hearing damage too. And let's not even talk about Frosty's paint job. That thing looks like it was assembled from the lost pieces of 1,000 jigsaw puzzles no one wanted to finish. But hey, who cares about a polished ride when you're burning rubber like a beast? You're showing everyone that you don't need a gleaming, flawless car to make an impact. You need a heart, horsepower, and a truck that's one donut away from throwing out more parts than an auto shop scrap bin.
That's not wrong.
Seth, you're out here giving a whole new meaning to soft serve, serving up the hardest skids and showing the world that charity can come with a side of destruction. Keep doing what you're doing, legend. You've taken burnout culture, added sprinkles, and turned it into something special. Well, fuck me, there you go, mate.
That was a...
Fuck, I think you got a fanboy in my AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a roast.
It wasn't much of a roast. Well, he probably didn't. He probably saw, I just give him information, skids for kids, you know what I mean? He probably went and had a look and went, fuck, I can't make this guy feel like a cunt. He's a good fella. So there we go. I was pretty pleased with that.
Yeah,
What do you reckon? First time you've been roasted? Obviously.
Yeah. I mean, the AI and GPT shit. It's weird to me. I try to avoid it most of the time because it's something I haven't been willing to grasp in real life yet because it's fucking terrifying.
I kind of agree, but I just hit the stroke of 50 and I'm fucking into it. I just to even asking it shit. Like I got a cat. And I didn't quite sure what breed it was. I had a little bit of an idea, so I just took a photo, gave it to chat, said, "What's this cat?" And he told me. It was the same as what I thought. So
somehow I clicked on the Meta AI thing on Facebook Messenger the other day, and I clicked Skids for Kids USA when I clicked on it, and it gave me this whole 3-screen shit about exactly who all the drivers were for Skids for Kids, what we do, how much money we raise, where we've been, our most recent event.
Yeah.
I don't like none of that.
It's like you're following me around, man.
I try to live my life doing my thing and trying to stay out of other people's business and staying out of drama and just having fun with life. And
yeah.
sometimes technology is a little bit too far.
Yeah.
So Seth, do you with obviously all the spare time that you have, do you actually play Burnout Masters game as well? Have you got Frosty downloaded?
I do have Frosty downloaded. My boss that was just here, he's got Frosty downloaded. His wife's got it.
Oh, and nice.
Sometimes when I'm sitting at his house just bullshitting, which my boss is my buddy I've been best friends with for 15 years.
Right.
But he, we go on to the free roam, and then we'll join a group with 3 Frosties in it, and just drive around, playing Frosty all over the place. I don't know if I've made any money off the game yet or not. I don't even know how I got lucky enough to be added onto it because I met Dom at Power Cruise when I went up there, and he fell in love with the way it looked, and he took about 250 pictures of it. And then a month before the last Power Cruise, they messaged me screenshots of it and said, "Hey, your release date's going to be the next Power Cruise." And I'm like, "Well, fuck, okay." There's a few guys from America that are on there. Kyle 1320 has some of his shit on there, and then Cletus has a couple of renditions of his shit. That I'm somehow the first privateer American burnout driver on Burnout Masters.
Yes.
Well done.
Just I don't know if I've made any money off of it because they don't tell you shit. You get a check every 3 or 6 months or whatever. But
Yeah.
I would assume with how bright it is, maybe some kids that play the game.
I think there'd be quite a few kids out there that would be
yeah.
wanting to download it, bro.
You might be getting a Chris 20 in the mail soon, bro. Hey.
You get about 80 cents a download. So
What are you tuning up?
At least
What have you got? What's your highest tuning on that you get out of it on your game settings?
what was that?
What have you tuned up Frosty to on the dyno on the game?
I think it makes like 1,072 on the game, which is more than it makes in real life. But we'll go with the 1,000 horse.
What's your IRL in real life figures on the dyno?
It makes 620 wheel at sea level.
That's reasonably respectful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 750 foot-pounds, which is why it does so good, because it's a big block, and big blocks make a lot of torque.
Wouldn't be a very heavy chassis either, really, would it?
Well, it's hardly,
Yeah.
Chevy C10 and tubular.
It's heavy. It's I don't know how many kilos it is, but it's 4,220 pounds. It's a pretty heavy unit.
Yeah, that's relatively heavy.
American steel.
Yeah.
American
steel.
Yeah. Like a regular cab short box Chevy half-ton pickup weighs like 3,700 pounds. So, I mean, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, fair call. So, what's your future plans? Have you got anything you're sort of aiming towards? Obviously, you're keen to keep it NA for a while. Otherwise, Andrew's going to kick you in the butt. But you got some more plans. You got future plans? Skids for kids, taking stuff off.
No, with Frosty, I plan on with the Cletus shit. You can, if every new build, you can run the open class until you win open, and then you have to move up to pro and compete with the pro cars. And both of my burnout cars for the last 4.5 years have had big show jitters, and every time I go to a fucking Cletus event, the last one I traveled 33 hours to Connecticut. Wow. Went out there, the first 50 seconds was bang on, and the fuel pump belt snapped. Left me sitting there high and dry. So I've won a lot of comps all over the country, but I've yet to win open class at a Cletus event. So November 15th, I'm winning the open class. I'm taking that bald eagle home.
Like your attitude.
And then I'm going to pro, and I either got to find a couple hundred more horse, or learn to drive like Lynchy.
Oh, you might have to chuck him in the driver's seat on a big open fucking pad, bro, and see what he can do with it, and do a bit of copying.
I'd be scared he'd put that damn thing on its lid.
Yeah, there's a couple of cars in Australia that are different, very small builds with big power, and when those things tip in, I'm surprised they're going to roll over.
I'm surprised they stay on the
tub ship, like the little mini,
the tub ship mini. Holy!
I've seen that little yellow Mini Cooper. That thing's nuts.
That's
ridiculous. Little Swifty car.
The same.
Not quite so much power. And Britain. What's his name?
Hammer Time. Little
Suzuki. Big fucking lifted up Suzuki thing. That I don't know how that doesn't roll when it tips in. Husband and wife team. They both drive it. Separate entries at events.
It's even Luxembourg's just as tall as that one.
Yeah.
It stays planted pretty well.
Yeah.
Mine, I got solid rear suspension on it right now until I redo the suspension this winter.
Yeah.
But it's got solid rear suspension just to help it stay planted as you try to whip it around. It's not trying to body roll because it's almost 3 meters tall.
Yeah.
The body of it.
What's your did you say what your trans was in that? Transmission?
It's got a power glide in it.
Power glide, okay, yeah, 2-speed, and you're a 9-inch diff.
Yeah, 9-inch diff with 350 rear gears, so it's 145, 155 mile an hour wheel speed.
That's pretty decent. What's your wheel and tire combo you running on the back there?
I run a company called Detroit Steel Wheels.
Oh.
They sponsor all my wheels for it. I got 20x11 show wheels, and then they sponsor me these custom 18x8 burnout wheels that they flip the drum, so I have a full 8 inches of dish, so 0 offset basically.
Yes.
It's got a full 8 inches of dish, and it's because it's only got a 40-inch wide rear end under it, so it's super narrow in the back.
Yeah.
And then I usually run about a 235/45 or a 245/45 18. I actually popped my first set of Highway Max tires on it at the ice cream cruise.
Yeah, right.
Andrew and the Murphins with muscle car tires. He hooked me up and sent me over a couple of a blue tire and a pink tire for ice cream cruise, so it would look like cotton candy during the burnouts.
Yeah.
Those tires go good, but it was a really smooth concrete pad, and it took all of 2 minutes to get them off the damn thing.
Yeah, right. So you don't have the colored tires over there in the States, or?
No, there's nobody over here right now that makes them. The Kelly brothers, they're trying to figure out a way, and then Murphy's is thinking about setting up a warehouse, and Highway Max has been talking about it. But the Australians, they'll ship a 20-foot container over, but they all run 17s.
Yes.
And as I live paycheck to paycheck and burnout to burnout, I can't afford to send $1,000 in color smoke tires over here.
Yeah, fair cool too. So what is your day job? You are a mechanic when you go there?
Yeah, I'm a heavy equipment mechanic.
Okay.
In between events.
So diesel stuff, mining stuff.
Big mining equipment, diesel stuff.
Yeah. What type of mining you got? What type of mining you got going on over there?
Up here where I'm at, it's all coal mining, big open pit coal mines.
Nice.
I used to work for an Australian company actually called Mater Group. When 4 years ago, I worked for Mater as a traveling mechanic. I've worked in 25 states in the last 5 years, traveling all over to zinc mines and gold mines and salt mines, and sand mines and coal mines. Seen a lot of shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of travel. I in a previous life, I spent a bit of time cruising around mines in Papua New Guinea and Australia. I was doing aviation fuel, building little airports and stuff there. So there's some interesting stuff. But I can imagine the United States, that travel, like to go from New Zealand to Papua New Guinea is probably going halfway across the United States or something. Like it's fucking. You know much about New Zealand, bro?
No, I don't know much about New Zealand at all. Other than you guys grow a lot of kiwis.
That's right. We grow tons of kiwis. Well, you're gonna start getting heaps more kiwi stuff in your news feed now, obviously, since you've been talking to us and coming through and on all our socials. So we're confident we're going to see you on this side of the world. 2 or 3 years, I reckon you'll be down here.
I'm gonna try to get over there within the next year, just as me.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping around the time that maybe all these Australian cars that I've become good friends with got to go home.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be an extra spot in a box where I can throw my shit in there with them.
Oh, we'd love to see that, bro. We'd really love to see that. So, Ray, have you got any more questions you want to ask?
I wanted to ask the bro, what's your favourite food, bro?
My favourite food?
Yeah.
Takeaway or
Pretty
other?
much anything I can eat.
Anything you can eat.
I'm a big red meat guy. I like prime rib and steak.
Barbecue, big barbecue stuff over there. Love the barbecues.
Yeah, I'm not much of a fan of like a smoked barbecue, but just a good greasy steak I like.
Nice.
Good work.
And then we got a lot of good track food over here. There's a lot of track food has definitely stepped its game up in the last handful of years, from hot dogs and hamburgers to funnel cake fries and steak fries, all sorts of wild shit at the racetrack.
Yeah,
you go out to the racetrack and you'll put on 10 pounds in a weekend.
We've still just got overpriced fucking fries and.
We do. There's a few different things that are now.
They're starting to get. Oh yeah, actually. So what was that last event? There was a kebab guy there. So Turkish kebabs or kebabs, you know what I mean? The wraps and.
Food's food.
Food is food.
Food's food.
You don't want to burn your face off at an event, though, do you?
You talk to the Australians that are over here. There's everything's fried. They come over here and they put on weight all the time. In America, it's got to be deep fried to be good, pretty much. And there's a lot of deep fried shit.
And big portions. Yeah, everything's big portions and.
Yeah, I mean we've never been there, but when we think of the United States, we think of big portions. I have seen, we watch. Well, Ray likes to watch YouTubes of people fucking eating, and holy fuck, you got some big plates of stuff over there.
I did a challenge down in Amarillo, Texas, on my way back from another burnout contest at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And they had a 72-ounce steak challenge where you 72-ounce steak, which is 4.5 pounds, and then a salad, a roll of bread, and three fried shrimp. And if you eat it all within an hour, it's free.
Yeah.
And I did it. I was about to die by the end of it, but I ate it in 42 minutes, and
well done.
And I still drove another 13 hours north after I finished it, trying to get home afterwards.
Oh,
you'll have a professional leader over there, male or female. There's probably a few of them that would probably smash that 72-ounce steak in less than 20 minutes.
There's a chick that did it 3 months before I was there. A chick did it, a 120-pound woman.
Yeah.
She did the first one in 4.5 minutes.
Yeah. That would have been Leah.
Then they had another done for her by the time she was done with that, and she ate 2 whole steak challenges in less than 15 minutes.
Yeah. That would be, I think she might have been an English girl maybe, or yeah.
A little skinny thing, but that's 9 pounds of meat in 15 minutes. That's insane.
It's just like burnouts, bro. It's a very special thing they do with the competitive eating.
Oh,
that's it.
Fuck. Yeah. I mean, that's way more special than burnouts. I can do a burnout. I couldn't eat fucking 9 pounds of meat in a month. I don't know. That's a lot of food.
I didn't eat a steak for 3 minutes after I did that challenge for 3 months. I didn't even look appetizing after I did that challenge.
Didn't even want to look at the cows in the paddock when you're driving on the road, like. Oh, classic.
Oh, fuck. Well, have you got any questions for us, bro?
Yeah,
any questions for us? We're about ready to wind up, but you got anything you want to ask us, ugly fuckers?
When you guys gonna fly over here and come watch our shit?
Wow. Okay. I'm not allowed to leave the country for a few years, bro.
I would love to come to the States,
so
bro.
unfortunately, it will happen though. Trust me. We really appreciate being able to talk to you because we know, bro. I think since you shared that post last night where I said we were going to talk to you, we've gotten like 20 more followers on our Facebook just like that, So I'm really excited. We're going to start to build some US viewers, and that's really important. So we've given ourselves 3 years to crack it. You know what I mean? 3 years to crack it and just start making some YouTube money. Obviously not Cletus or Western Champlain kind of money, but enough to be able to fly us around the world and talk to fucking critters like you, bro. We're keen.
I just thought too, apart from Cletus, is there any other like burnout people over there that you could suggest or think that we should hone in on trying to get in with? Any cool
Zach
fellas?
Zach Pennick would be a good one. He's the main priority for Burnout Wars right now. Is another big company kicking all over. His fiance's Lacey Blair.
Yep.
And they're trying to make a bunch of big contests or competitions under them. And Zach and Weston, they're both trying to step their foot into the burnout world. As far as competitors, Andrew would be a good one to get on, the founder of Skits for Kids.
Oh, yes.
And the Kelly brothers, they definitely like to talk. Adam Kelly and Jason Kelly, they got the boosted ride camp.
Oh, yes, yep. There's the other one too, that the lady, Lacey. Is it Lacey?
Lacey that's Zach Pennick's fiance.
Yes, yeah.
We've been following Zach a lot lately. He's got an incredible build on at the moment. That fucking engraving on that fucking beast.
That Impala is going to be insane. It's honestly supposed to do burnouts. So, I don't know if I would ever want to touch the gas pedal on that motherfucker, especially get it covered in rubber. He's supposed to have it done for SEMA this year, and I rented the campground at SEMA.
Yep.
Kyle and Weston are they're leading. Hoonigan is having problems, so they gave up the burn yard in SEMA this year, which is more just like it's not a competition, but it's a expo doing demo skids. And all the Australians are coming, and then Weston and Kyle made a list of a handful of American burnout cars and invited like 6 or 7 of us to come down to Vegas with them and be part of their crew for that. So I'll be down in Vegas for SEMA, and I can't afford it, but I can't turn it down either. So.
No.
I've been following a build that I can't wait to see finished. That's going to be there by the Drift HQ guys. It's a Mustang.
Oh yeah.
It's bad, bro. Like it's just the everything fab, like the way they've done it, like
late model.
Yeah, 66. So
that's early
model. It's not a. They didn't try and do the Ken Block thing.
Right.
Because obviously Ken Block's around, so they couldn't get his input to what should be. So they've done their own thing. It's a bad.
Yeah, we love SEMA. We love SEMA, bro. It's something that we look forward to every fucking year. There's such cool stuff there. Ray's not ADHD like me, so he's able to sit down and fucking watch all the shit. So I call him Encyclopedia Ray because he gets to watch everything. I don't even. If I wasn't editing our shows, I wouldn't even watch them, right? Because I'm that. I can't sit down like that, but so no, it's fucking. We love that shit. Well,
I've never gone to SEMA, but it's on my birthday every year, and what better time to go than with all the Australians for my birthday this year and actually take my shit down there with it. So it'd be something interesting, and hopefully the motor will last through that to where I can get it to Florida 2 weeks after and finish off the year strong and go take home that bald eagle.
Yeah, boy. Oh, best of luck, man. Best of luck.
Oh, good timing.
Good timing. We've got a fucking someone's car alarm's going off outside. Why not just stop? All right, brother. We're going to leave it there. We're going to let you go and do. Well, it's fucking non-ice time just about for you over there, isn't it? Like 7:30 at night.
It is 7:35 p.m.
There you go.
Off to the pub.
Off to the pub. Well, fuck. Honestly, bro, thank you so much for joining us.
To have you, bro, on your time.
Honestly, we couldn't have asked for I think for a better driver car combo for our first American interview, man. You've been awesome.
I appreciate
thank you, everybody. Honestly, bro, it was our pleasure. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Shop boat.
Honestly, fucking fists up to the bro, Seth, and Skids for Kids. Go and check it all
subscribe.
out. Go and like it all, subscribe to it all. If you don't, we fucking hate you. But only joking. And honestly, we've really enjoyed having you watching us, guys. But that little guy, you in the fucking corner there, that little ball cunt, you're pissing me off. So you can fuck off now. See you guys. And that's how we go.
Burnout truck. I want to see what this thing can do, Seth. Show us what this thing can do, Seth.
Seth Cavanaugh, ladies and gentlemen, let it rip.
Okay, Seth. Okay, Seth.
Seth all the way from Wyoming with the FROSTY truck.
We're talking. This is way better than his burnout at the 3,500 burnout rival. Seth is on a rip. Seth is on a rip right now. Seth is on a rip. I have not. Also another one of our Skins for Kids. Where is this man? Where is he? Oh, keep it going, Seth. Keep it going. Got a win and run right here, buddy. Oh, his engine's giving up. His engine's giving up. Oh! Let's hear it for the FROSTY burnout truck. Come on! Oh, man. I know Seth is pissed right now. He had a hell of a run there, and his engine said, brother, I'm done. Who's next, Brian?
He calls us Pontiac the Raider. His name is Dustin.
built Frosty burnout truck. I want to see what this thing can do, Seth. Show us what this thing can do, Seth.
Seth Cavanaugh, ladies and gentlemen, let it rip.
Okay. Okay, Seth. Okay, Seth.
Seth all the way from Wyoming with the frosty truck.
Now we're talking. This is way better than his burnout at the 3 to 500 burnout rivals. Seth is on a rip. Seth is on a rip right now. Seth is on a rip. I have not. Also another one of our skins for kids. Where is this man? Where is he? Oh, keep it going, Seth. Keep it going. Got a win and run right here, buddy. Oh, his engine's giving up. His engine's giving up. Oh! Let's hear it for the Frosty burnout truck. Come on! Oh, man. I know Seth is pissed right now. He had a hell of a run there, and his engine said, brother, I'm done. Who's next, Brian?
He calls us Pontiac the Raider. His name is Dustin.